Hello, Di. Literally, as you say, I'm only 5 or 6 minutes away. And the sun, well, it's not really shining, but look, it's not raining, so we're delighted with ourselves. I'm in a Nano Nagle place for the day. I'm in the Contemplation Garden now. We're going to be meeting so many interesting people across the day, but head on over here with me now, and we're going to talk to some incredible volunteers. I've got Joe and I've got Barbara. Guys, thanks a million for joining us on the show today. Joe, tell me a little bit about your involvement with the Nano Nagle place. What do you do?
I meet on a Thursday with the group and Barbara, and we talk about English learning, but I have a different slant on it.
Okay.
Because I was a geography teacher for 35 years, and I approach it from that angle, letting them know where they are in the Munster area and pick out interesting places for them to visit and to understand a bit about the history of the place. For example, Gugan Barra.
A lovely place.
Where the River Lee begins, and it comes down from the mountains in Deep Valley Desmond.
So when you say they, Joe, who are the people that you're talking about, that you meet?
They're Ukrainian, Turkish, Russian, African, cosmopolitan world group.
Yes.
And they're all of an age when they have children and when they're going to be anchoring themselves here. And the more they know about places to visit, the more interesting it becomes.
For sure. And how did you get involved in all of this, Joe?
Barbara hooked me into it. She's in the same art class, and she knew I was a teacher, so she used her American powers.
They still got it, apparently, Joe. So here you are, you're blaming Barbara. Barbara, tell me about your involvement. What do you do here at Nano Nagle Place?
Well, first, can I tell you what drew me here?
Yes, please do.
The Cork Migrant Centre is an incredible part of Nano Nagle Place, and I was drawn by the migrant piece because my dad was from Bundoran, beautiful Bundoran, and he migrated to the U.S. in the 1950s, and because of him, I was able to come here, so it's the circular thing. And we work with these wonderful students who have such diverse backgrounds. They're highly motivated, they're so smart, and they want to give back and share their talents with the community. And it's just such a joy. I think Joe will agree. We learn more from them than they learn from us.
So are you always looking for volunteers then to help you out as well?
Yeah. It's an incredible opportunity. And we're not, Joe taught just about everything but English. So
this is a good thing, Joe.
Yeah, nobody is coming to us for grammar. We're conversation volunteers, so the conversation, it's really not about us talking, it's about encouraging the students, bringing up topics for the students to talk about.
I love that.
And it's incredible. Last week we talked about water, and there's so many ways you can go when you talk about water.
Joe, a great man to talk about Cork as well, I'd say, are you?
Sure.
That's what I like to hear.
West Cork, where I'm from, I know a bit about that place too.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Guys, thank you so much for your time and for volunteering here at Nano Nagle Place. I'm going to head on over here. We're going to be meeting so many interesting people while we're here today who have a real love for the place. But Di did mention it a moment ago. It's Hedgehog Week. And sure, why not? Let's talk hedgehogs. I've got Elena Reardon here who knows everything there is to know. You're an expert in this field, literally.
Getting there.
Getting there. And I love you. I've only just noticed the necklace as well. We're on full theme hedgehog today.
Full Hedgehog Awareness Week, yeah.
Now, this is not a real hedgehog. We should say that for fear anybody gets upset. But tell me a little bit about these gorgeous animals. What is it about them that has you so interested and hooked in, I suppose?
I like them. They're prickly and they come out at night and they're their own little people. So people love hedgehogs. We're all very familiar with lots of garden wildlife, particularly foxes and birds and stuff. But hedgehogs are a little bit more secretive, and people really feel it's something special when they've met one.
We're intrigued. That's what it is. We want to know all about them. They are nocturnal, aren't they?
They are nocturnal, so they only come out at night.
Love that about them. They're here for the nightlife. They're quite threatened though in Ireland. Is that the case, Elaine, at the moment?
Yeah, everywhere, right across Europe. Their numbers have been dropping, plummeting over the last 2 decades, really. The way, their habitats are disappearing. The clues in the name, hedgehogs, they like that kind of hedges and scrubby areas and stuff like that. So particularly in the countryside, the numbers have dropped. But the good news is they do a lot better around in gardens and parks and public areas like that. So that's one of the things why we're trying to raise awareness of them, is that there's a lot people can do actually to help hedgehogs.
So when we talk about the numbers declining, what exactly is the cause of that?
Particularly in the countryside where the way we use the land has changed a lot. It's gone much more industrial, kind of big, intensive agriculture. So a lot of the small scrubby little fields and the hedgerows and everything are being taken out. So that's where they nest and where they feed. So, and then of course there's a lot more roads and a lot more traffic, more chemicals and stuff being used as well. So all of those can have a negative impact on them.
All feeding into it, of course. Now we have some footage from a garden that you've provided for us. So we're going to be watching that as we continue to chat.
Yes.
And I suppose a garden is a good place to find them, is it?
It is. The vast majority of sightings that we get, so people report their findings all the time to the National Biodiversity Data Centre, and the vast majority of the ones we get are people seeing them in their gardens, because I suppose that's where the people are, but that's where the hedgehogs are found increasingly as well.
So if we want to, I suppose, draw them out, get them to stay in the garden, help to look after them, what can people actually do?
Okay, I suppose the things you need to consider, they need somewhere to sleep, and they need something to eat, and they need to find, I suppose, space. They need to be able to get around and meet other hedgehogs and stuff like that. So in terms of making spaces for them to live, so hedges and shrubs and bushes, they love to go under garden sheds, they love to go into compost bins, or compost heaps more than bins. If you want to go all out, you can make or build a little hedgehog house here. You can get them in garden centres or in pet shops sometimes. If you want to provide food for them, so I suppose the best thing we'd always say is to provide natural food sources. So piles of logs and leaves where there'll be lots of insects will be great for hedgehogs, but also birds and frogs and lizards and everything else. You can put out some food for them, so dry or cat food or wet cat food, and plenty of water. And if you want to, you can make a little feeding station just with a plastic box, cut a hole in the side and put the food in there. And they'll come to know that it's there, and they'll kind of show up at the same time every night.
Which they know they're getting fed.
And
they're clever.
Yeah, I would say don't go too crazy, because everybody in the neighbourhood is probably feeding them as well.
Or they might think they're feeding a local cat. How would you know you actually had a hedgehog?
Well, a lot of
From
time,
seeing it with your eyes,
if you
I
see
suppose.
it by yourself, a lot
Yes.
of I never knew I had hedgehogs in my garden for 12 years until I got a new dog, and he found them. So a lot of the time it's the dog will find them.
Yes.
But if you want to kind of do a little bit of hedgehog detective work, a wildlife camera is a really handy thing to do. They're not that expensive. Black Friday is a great thing. Or a really cheap and cheerful method that a lot of volunteers use is to put a hedgehog tunnel out in the garden.
Okay,
So
show us this.
let's have a look at this. So it's just a piece of corrugated plastic.
Yes.
Or do you know what those things they have for covering bollards outside the petrol stations
yes,
these days? They might let you borrow one of them.
Borrow, stash, take it, never give back. But anyway,
I have quite the collection.
tomato. So you get one of them.
You get one of them, and inside you put a couple of sheets of paper. Now, I don't have any ink on this because it's manky stuff,
Okay.
but mix a bit of poster paint with some vegetable oil, stop it drying out, non-toxic stuff that they use in schools.
Sure.
And make a little ink pad there just on top of some tape, and put a bit of cat food or chicken or something like that in the middle. And the idea is that the hedgehogs will come out at night. It's kind of the lazy surveys. You could go to bed and leave it do its job. So the hedgehogs will come out, eat the food, get the ink on their feet, and leave the prints. And hopefully you should find, if you've got hedgehog prints, are kind of unmistakable. They look like little hands, and they're kind of bigger than.
They're very cute, aren't
they? They are very cute.
I think when we talk about this, it all sounds lovely, Elaine, but I'm going to say the thing that a lot of people watching are probably thinking, going, yeah, but what about rats? And I'm sure you get this all the time, but it is something people would be concerned about, I suppose.
It is, absolutely. And look, at where there's people, there's rats. The rats are there anyway. You putting out a bit of food is not going to make rats appear. It'll just bring them from wherever they are. But there's a few things they can do. Rats don't particularly like going out into the middle of an open space, so put the food out in the middle of the patio, away from the hedges and stuff. You can kind of cover it, make a little obstacle course in front of it using some bricks. Rats don't like that too much.
They don't like to work for it.
And you can put the food out for an hour and then take it away. And if you really don't want to do it, like do that. Just make some log piles or leaf piles and stuff like that, and nature will provide the food then.
I love it, Elaine. Thank you so much for coming and telling us all about these magnificent creatures. It's been great, and it seems like we don't have to do too much to help to make our garden certainly less threatening, more inviting for the lovely hedgehog. But now we've got music, we've got food, we've got so much happening here, Di. I'll go back to you now because I know you've got to get on with it and do the whole talk of today. But join us back here again where hopefully the sun is still shining.
Well,